morning, good evening, and good afternoon. It's always a pleasure to be here on this side of the grass. As I always say, always be grateful for the breath that you take in a day. Now, I want to show you something. And ladies, when I show this video, it's not to say you're a bad mom or anything like that, because my hat is off to you mothers out there that's at least trying to raise your kids the best way you can.
If you have children, specifically boys, that are under the age of 8, they're 6, 7, 8, and you are a single mama raising those boys alone, and there is a father that is active and present, he paying child support, he come get them on their weekends, he's there at the football game, basketball games, he calling, checking on them every day, he is a good daddy. Before those boys turn 10, I need you to let those children live with their father. Hear me out. You are a woman. You cannot teach those young men how to become young men.
But what this woman is talking about is that, you all get the first 7, 8 years of your son's life and everything, as far as what she's talking about, as far as, the sons being raised with structure and discipline. Y'all get them for the first 7 to 8 years. That's cool. He's paying child support to you, being a good dad to his kids, got him in their life all the time. But when it comes to a certain age for a boy, that boy really do need to go stay with his father, because for one, our father's gonna raise him up to be that man. Now we're not saying that, oh, you don't love your kids or nothing like that or anything like that. Like I said, it's not to put you down. But what it is to build structure and let that little boy be taught on how to be a man. Because for one, there's adversities out here, there's problems out here, there's things that us men have to go through in order to be able to solve that you might not be able to teach them, because it's not the problems that you all have to go through. I really can't say much about the video, because the lady, she's really speaking the truth. If you raise your son up so far, you nurture that boy, you showed him how to have the emotion to be able to feel good about being able to help somebody or loving somebody or even caring about somebody. But now it's time for that boy to grow up with some structure in his home. So ladies, like I said, my hat's off to you as far as you raising your kids and getting them as far as you can. But like I said, I ain't got really much to say about that video, but I want y'all to look at this next video, because this video is also feeding off of what she's saying. And
the main reason why people say this generation is cooked because of these new parents, bro. These young kids nowadays have no guidance, and it's actually sad. And it's because these parents want to be friends with their kids and act like that's their homeboy and homegirl. Like, they don't get that belts and ass treatment no more because the system made that a crime.
Let him cook!
I feel like back in the day, kids had a certain amount of structure, because they knew if they did something bad, they was getting that ass whooping as soon as they came home.
This is coming from a little 12-year-old. This little boy is letting you know that, hey, I need structure in my life. I need, we need, us adults need to stop babying these kids and start putting more structure. And like the little boy said, hey, these new parents really don't know how to parent, because they, it's kids raising kids nowadays. Every time you see somebody getting pregnant, it's almost all the time younger and younger and younger, all because women getting out here teaching the kids one way and actually they're doing another. For example, like I said, I'm not putting women down, but if you got a man sitting up here teaching a little boy how to be a thug, he ain't teaching that little boy how to do anything in his life but be a thug. That means he's raising him for the streets, he's raising him to be a statistic with a bullet or anything bad like that. But like I said, this little boy, he was just letting you know that, hey, look, ass whoopings do work. Because for one, without structure, without discipline, without any type of form of a man showing another man how, showing his little boy how to be raised, how are you going to do that? Like I said, it's not to put you down, because you mothers do the best as you can. But I just wanted to show you these two videos, because like I said, the first one, she's talking about how you should allow your son to be able to go and be with his dad. Just because you had the kid, it's not just your kid. That's what we got to understand. When we lay down and have these kids, it's not just the mama's kid. I know it's mama's baby, but daddy's maybe. But if the daddy's trying to be there and be willing to be in his life, why not take and you raise him for a certain amount of time, and let the kid be with his father so that father can raise him up to be the man that you want him to be in his life. But, you know, sometimes we sell our kids false hope and false dreams that we not even realize we're doing it to them. And that don't just go for women, it go for men too, because like I said, you can have a man in the child's life. That man ain't really there, but yet he's got his kid with him at every hoe's house, at every corner selling drugs and all this kind of stuff. What you think kids do? They're like sponges. You know, you set that kid in some water, he gonna soak it up. That's the information that we giving to him. So like I said, these videos here, I love them because for one, the woman's not wrong. It's not that you're losing your kid. It's not like, it's not that you're not gonna have your kid anymore or the man's gonna hold it over your head. It's just that our kids today need more structure in their lives than what we've been providing because of everything that we're hearing off of social media, from society, from our friends, you know, single women hanging with married women and the single women getting all in the married women's ears telling them that the man ain't shit. And the same thing with the dudes, you know, all because the dudes want to smash your woman, all because they jealous of you having them. You know what I mean? When is all this going to stop? We got to start respecting ourselves and listening to ourselves in order to be able to raise our kids the right way. So I just want to say, let the fathers come into their life. Send their little boys to their fathers. Let the fathers, you know, raise them up. That don't mean you can't see your child. You know, it ain't no manipulation in there. You know, if a kid goes with his daddy for the summer and comes back with his mama you know, during the school months, that's fine. You know, they got each parent in their life giving them structure and love and protection and everything. But when you just got a one-sided story, ladies, you can only deal with women because you know who women are. Men can only deal with men because men know who men are. But when we try to play both roles, it don't work because for one is going to be lacking in the other thing. You know, so hey, let's do better for ourselves. Not just women, but mainly for these hard-headed ass niggas too. Because for one, if we ain't providing structure, we're the ones dropping the damn ball. You know, we want to be so pig-headed and have so many women out here that, oh, it don't matter. Hey, God said be fruitful and multiply. He didn't say go out here and screw a bunch of women to multiply. You're supposed to be able to multiply with your woman that you're with. So, hey, look, y'all have a good one. Peace out. I love you all. Like, share, and subscribe. Hey, leave a comment. We'll get back to you. Peace.